EC3, my man, old friend EC3 from TNA. So EC3, man. They showed him arrive to the building earlier today, and he was in a suit and stuff like that, and then he got he did his entrance and stuff like that. People are really behind him with this NX3 instead of NXT thing. It's pretty cool. They got little gimmick signs in the audience for all the happy people at the what do you call it, the Full Sail Schnabitz Arena in Florida there. So so anyway, Fabian Aichner was his opponent, EC3, and I thought these guys had a good match. I mean, look, EC3, the guy looks phenomenal. I mean, he's always been an avid guy who lives in the weight room and eats properly, eats clean, does a lot of cardio. But geez, I don't remember the last time I'd seen him look this good. I mean, he looks phenomenal. I mean, he looks great, packed with muscle, and his work is just really he's over the years has really become just a tremendous hand in the ring, and he looked really, really good against Fabian. And they did a spot in this thing that initially I did not like as I was watching it, but I kept my cool and I let it happen. So what I'm talking about is EC3, while he was getting his heat, beating up Fabian Aichner, what happens was Gargano comes out from backstage, Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, and he comes out with a signed contract, goes to the announce desk, gets on the microphone, and basically interrupts the match and says, "Hey, I'm Ciampa, this is a signed contract, me and you street fight Chicago," because that's their top story. Former buddies, Gargano and Ciampa and stuff like that, and the heel heat that they got on Ciampa is real good right now. But anyway, so he interrupted, meaning Gargano, the match that EC3 was having. And I really didn't like it at first, but then they did just a very smart booking thing from an agent perspective or producer perspective, where they used it for Fabian to get a little comeback and get a little shine on EC3, which went into a false finish. I think he did some kind of a dive or something, whatever it was. It was very smart that they utilized it the right way. See, initially, I would say if I saw it on paper, I'm like, oh man, don't do this. I'd get a little old school on you, like, no, don't interrupt a match with someone that makes EC3 look like a punk. Don't do that. But they didn't. EC3's a heel. He got a little ticked off. The announcers did a good job. They weren't screaming at this point, but they did a good job explaining that EC3, I'm paraphrasing, but that he was distracted. So he did a good job with that. And next thing you know, boom, here comes Fabian, Big Dive Jones, whatever he did, goes in the ring, false finish, 1-2, kick out. I liked it. I liked it a lot, which went into the finish, and EC3 was the victor, obviously. So I thought it was good. I mean, I thought that was definitely very good. So and like I said, EC3, I feel looks phenomenal, and he's doing great, and I'm happy for him. He's a guy who has earned his stripes, worked very hard. Very passionate about succeeding in this industry, and obviously not just look at his physique. I mean, and his work rate, how much better he's gotten since he was Bateman Jones, whatever his name was in WWE back in the day. Then he went to TNA. But I talked about him in the past, how John Gabork was a big supporter of his in TNA and really pushed EC3 a lot. And EC3 took that push extremely serious and did very well with it. And he evolved into just a tremendous hand, a tremendous worker in the ring. So happy for him. You can't fault a guy or knock a guy who's paid those dues and worked his rear end off, and he's kicking ass and taking names, so that's good stuff. So Ricochet, right? Look, this guy is, most of you guys know who he is. He was in NXT for a long time, Puma. How amazing he was there. Not NXT, I'm sorry, what am I saying NXT? Lucha Underground, my bad. And, was amazing there. Was talking to him a while back, several years back, before he really, started to make it big. And I was trying to get him on my show, and we just were... he wanted to come on. We're going back and forth and just had conflicts, like scheduling conflicts, and it just really never happened. But I've always been a fan of this guy. I think you guys know that original Tazz show fans know I've always talked him up for a good amount back in the day. It's great to see him, in NXT and in WWE doing well. So. So he went against Chris Dijak, who's just a giant, long, tall, lengthy guy. And I got to tell you, I thought these guys had a really good match. I mean, for a big size difference in there. I got to be honest again. I just, I've been over this in the past a lot. And for those that are new to my content, just Mauro Ranallo, I appreciate his work ethic and how much he works at being a really good announcer and his prep work, because he does a great job prepping and all that. But, you guys know where I'm going with this. The screaming, I feel he just screams a lot and just yells a lot and overpowers the match, and it's just too much. And he really, he went crazy in this match. Like, he really just went crazy yelling and screaming, and it just takes it away from me. I hate to be negative. I'm trying not to be negative on the guy. I don't want to do that, but I just got to be honest. It's never going to change. But anyway, he don't work for me, so I guess he don't give a rat's ass what I say, and that's all fine. But bottom line is Ricochet is a tremendous talent, and he did that 630 man at the end, and they replayed it. I mean, it's just flat out freaking amazing, dude. Yo, I don't even know how to explain, like, how you do that. Like, 450s were freaking nutsy, wild to see guys do that over the years. But man, a 630? What the hell is going on? So 630 was amazing. If you didn't see anything on NXT, just watch that finish. It was amazing. So then Ricochet got on the mic and he started cutting a promo about Velveteen Dream because of stuff that happened last week. And Ricochet promo, I mean, as great as he's in the ring, it's kind of like Aleister Black, where I just think he needs some work on his promo work a little bit. A little bit. For me, he just needs some guidance, some intensity, some inflection work, all that kind of jazz. And then Velveteen Dream came out. His promo, as you guys know, his promo works tremendous. This kid has really just moved up the ladder quickly there in NXT because of his ability and his talent. And I like this mix with Ricochet and Velveteen Dream. This is going to be something else, and they're going to go forward with this storyline, obviously, in this angle. But they did something really cool at the very end, where basically the bottom line is, like, it's the heel in the thing is Velveteen Dream, but people like him, and he's basically saying, hey, Ricochet, I could do anything you could do but better, that type of thing. And Ricochet's feel was like, hey, come on in the ring, let's get it done right now. You want the spotlight, come get me right now, let's fight, whatever. And then being smart, Velveteen Dream act like he was going to get in the ring, and then he kind of backed out of it, got on the ramp, started talking a little more, said, not right now, not so fast, that type of thing. Next thing you know, here comes Ricochet. He just does a front flip out of the ring, lands on his feet, basically in the face of Velveteen Dream. The way they shot it was great. The announcer's reaction was awesome. Velveteen Dream's facial expressions when Ricochet did it was phenomenal. It was great. The whole thing was great. It was great. The only thing they didn't do was replay it. I don't know why, but they didn't. They were probably tight on time, but I thought they should have replayed it. But again, that's nitpicking, and I unfortunately do that sometimes. So, but anyway, it should be good stuff going forward with Dream and Ricochet. I think so for sure. Before I wrap this up, the person that I'd have be the NXT champion, as I teased earlier, I did a little tease for you guys, is none other than EC3, like I said. EC3 is a guy who would be, would feel, it's almost like a Bobby Roode feel, but different, but almost that kind of feel, like that type of heel. Where he's a veteran enough, that he knows he's doing enough, that he feels like a champ, and he can cut a hell of a promo. I think that's who eventually's got to be the NXT champion, in my opinion. So that's my 2 cents. Nothing against Aleister Black. The kid's going to be great for sure, and he is great. So, but I just don't think he needs the title. But I don't think it helps him. I think he's more of a darker character. Don't need it.